What is going on, everyone? Welcome to today's live stream. Go ahead and do me a huge favor by smashing the like button for me if you are tuning in onto the live stream. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, everyone. We're going to go ahead and do a quick little stream right now. So do expect this to be really quick. And then we're going to go ahead and run through what I really believe Pepe 2.0 is currently pumping. And I do believe that this thing could go ahead and finally be the time for us to go ahead and jump back in. So I'm actually looking into Pepe 2.0 right now at the moment to go ahead and see if there's any entries into any positions. But as I always mention, go ahead and make sure to support the channel by smashing the like button, completely free. And most importantly, go ahead and use my MEXC link down below. $20,000 in sign-up bonuses and no KYC, and literally takes less than 3 seconds to go ahead and create an account. Vasilio, how's it going? Welcome. Hope you're having a good day, good night, good afternoon, man. All right, so let's go into it. I actually did enter a trade on Grok. I'm really bullish on this project right now at the moment. It looks like some sort of cup and handle pattern is forming. Suave, how's it going? Welcome. Right now, Grok is having some sort of, and I apologize, chat, for, these random times that I go ahead and stream. I just really never know when I'm going to go ahead and stream right now, since I am in vacation. But as soon as I go ahead and land back, which I should be back, probably next week, I should be back, back home. So definitely go ahead and keep all the streams moving forward consistent as we were with our regular schedule, right? So also right now with the market, how it's been kind of half and half. So this is the reason why I kind of wait and kind of analyze if there's any news to go ahead and talk about during the market. And right now we're seeing some sort of a bullishness back in the market. We started off the day pretty well today, or depending the night. PST was the morning was pretty well, which was the New York session time. Crypto was doing pretty well. As soon as the market opened, and then next it kind of dumped, and it looked like everything was bearish, and then it looks like right now we're having some sort of morning or night pump depending on where you're from. And for me right now it's nighttime, so we're having a nighttime pump, and that's the reason why I'm uploading during these random schedules right now at the moment. But as I mentioned, we will go ahead and go back to the normal schedule starting next week. But for that reason, I was also eyeing Grok. So Grok is actually giving me some sort of cup and handle pattern indicator. As you can go ahead and see this forming on 4 hourly, and that's the reason why I haven't done the urge to go ahead and upload right away today, was due to the fact that I wanted to go ahead and see this kind of play out and see if this is like a fake out or not. But looking at the 4 hourly, it's looking really good. Support has been held. It does look like it's bouncing back up. As soon as we go ahead and break this zone right here, I do believe that Grok will go ahead and be pumping very soon. And I know this live stream is all about Pepe 2, but I also wanted to go ahead and give you a little alpha right now. I had a buddy of mine that told me about this since like literally the first week that this thing launched, and I never jumped in. It was at a very low market cap, and as soon as I found out that they were getting listed on MEXC and they were adding futures, I was like, next time I see an opportunity on Grok, I will go ahead and I will go ahead and jump into the project. And for that reason, that's the reason why I've been eyeing it, to go ahead and see if it's even worth a position. It looks like there is. So this is kind of the alpha for all of you right now that are watching this live. Keep your eyes out on Grok. They had some sort of like some sort of what is it called, FUD going on a few days ago, where it was like over 100 million market cap and it dumped. So I'm kind of glad like we haven't talked about Grok till now. And I'm glad I'm kind of hopping to the hype a little late, right? Because we're actually seeing an opportunity right now. And for all those that are watching right now, watching this live, now you're getting some alpha at a project that I'm actually in a trade in profits right now at the moment. I mentioned how I won't go ahead and show you all my trades right now, just because there's whales watching. So I don't want to go ahead and get my position messed up. But as soon as I go ahead and take profits, I'll go ahead and show you. Right now, let's just go ahead and say I'm up about like 2 to 3 grand in profits at the moment. So the trade setup is working pretty well so far, and I do think that this is going to be a really big play for me and for all of you right now currently watching. So keep your eyes on this. Obviously none of this is financial advice, but I think Grok, with the volatility it has, the fact that you could go ahead and leverage trade, I think this is a really good opportunity for a lot of us that are looking for in this market, right? So for that reason, I wanted to go ahead and start off with Grok for everybody that is currently right now watching me live at these all times. And If you are watching this pre-recorded, I really appreciate you. Go ahead and smash that like button for me, and hopefully you can go ahead and enter a position on this that I'm looking at right now. Venezuela says, watching my bonk go bonkers. Yeah, man, it's freaking insane. Bonk has been pumping a lot. I actually haven't been on a trade on bonk. I was gonna enter one yesterday, and I guess I didn't. So I think I might go ahead and look for an entry on bonks. I'm gonna be looking for an entry on Pepe 2. And those two are the two plays right now. But it's currently right now holding on to Grok, which is a little bit over 2 to 3 grand in profits right now at the moment. I think this break setup is going to be a really nice trade. So this is the reason why I don't want to go ahead and say much. But I think these are the good entry points right now that we're looking at. We're seeing support. We're gonna, once we break through resistance and it confirms the resistance in a cup and handle pattern, this thing's gonna freaking go berserks. And my price target's around 0.23. I think we could go ahead and definitely hit 0.20. Like realistically, anything above that's super possible with the hype behind this project. Maybe it hits these levels right here. I don't know. I really don't know. We first want to go ahead and see how this breakout turns out. If this breakout does break through and make new all-time highs, and I really do believe that this thing could be the next play while we have Pepe 2.0 getting ready for that breakout too. So talking about Pepe 2.0, enough with the Grok. I just want to go ahead and give all of you that little alpha. Let's go ahead and look at Pepe 2.0 because let's be honest, that's probably the reason why a lot of you are here watching this today. To go ahead and get some news on Pepe 2.0. I did mention, I think it was yesterday, a few days ago, that I was waiting for some sort of breakout to the upside. I did mention that I wasn't willing to take the risk over here. I decided to go ahead and wait for a breakout before it finds support again, and right now I'm waiting for it to find support. So I will be entering a position on Pepe 2.0 soon as well. And the reason why I'm also seeing this is because this looks like some sort of cup and handle pattern forming. And I told you I usually only like to trade cup and handle patterns. It's not always a confirmation. Confirmation would be breaking above this area of resistance right here. You would ideally like to enter a trade on the cup and handle patterns, but if you're willing to take the risk around zones right here and right here, you're going to be making bank, right? And for that reason, I didn't take any risk right here at the bottom. But I am willing to go ahead and take a swing trade, hopefully to the upside on this. So I'm going to go ahead and be eyeing Pepe 2.0 right now. At the moment, it looks like some sort of entry point is getting close to, and we are at a very critical area of resistance though. So be very careful, and for that reason, I'm kind of eyeing it. I think right now I feel pretty confident and comfortable on Pepe 2.0, so I might go ahead and enter a small little trade, nothing too big, maybe $200 to $300. And if I do go ahead and have the play go my way, I will go ahead and continue to buy a little bit more, probably a couple grand after that. But if we could go ahead and capture this breakout to the upside, same thing that's going on with Grok, dude, we're gonna be freaking printing freaking money these next freaking days. So I'm really excited. It looks like Pepe 2.0 is looking really solid. We were in this consolidation that I mentioned that was a very critical area. This is a pretty good buy zone, and this is where you wanted to buy. I think I might have gotten wrecked right here. I ended up selling my Pepe 2.0 position for a loss. I don't remember what exactly happened, but I think I ended up actually losing the $8,000 right here. That's what I think what happened, and that's because I figured that this area was going to bounce, but it didn't break through that area of resistance, and I thought we were, and we actually got rejected instantly. So as soon as we do go ahead and break above this is going to be super freaking bullish for Pepe. So like right here, this is where you make all the freaking money. All right, this is where you want to be taking on your risk. If you really believe in something, in a project, and you really want to make the most out of your money, and you want to turn a couple $100 into a couple grand, or a couple grand into like $20,000-$30,000, these are the kind of positions and entry points you want to jump into. You want to enter into where it's like everybody's freaking out. I was freaking out, dude. Put it that way. I was freaking out because I got freaking wrecked. I ended up buying this mid bottom right here on Pepe 2, loaded up. I think it was up about $13,000 from that position right there alone, if I'm not mistaken. I was up about $13,000 if I'm correct, or maybe I'm not, but I can't remember. I do remember I exited trade though, and this was at 35%. So if 35% was able to gain me, let's just say it was at $13,000, I think it was. Imagine what a pump at these levels could go ahead and gain you. Imagine the pumps that could gain you over here with leverage. Think about it. You know what I mean? If you caught this bottom right here to this swing to the upside, when it breaks that area of resistance, the cup and handle, 55% gains right there. With leverage, this is a couple $1,000s if you're entering during the zones right here, right? Well, I got wrecked I think it was this area. I don't remember, but I know I got wrecked during this position right here. I don't know if I sold for profits. I'm not sure if I sold for a loss. I have to double check my portfolio again. But I do remember telling all of you that I was going to go heavy on this because I did think that Pepe 2.0 was going to go ahead and pump to the upside, and actually ended up dumping all the way down to the freaking 3768 area, right? And this is the area that you want to go ahead and load up. So this is a fake out right here. If I would have, traded this with taking profits, as I mentioned, right now the markets, you kind of want to take profits when you're up $1,000, $2,000. I kind of had that same issue today, happened to me earlier today with Soma. So I want all of you to go ahead and be very careful. I think this is ideal. The part as soon as it does get that breakout, I think maybe taking half of your bag or taking full profits is really, really important right now with this volatility in the market. I did end up getting wrecked right here. I think it was on this zone right here with Pepe 2. And it was a massive fake out that I think I took a loss because this really did scare me, and I thought this was going to go ahead and dump further, but I would have gotten liquidated. So if I would have never sold my position, I would have gotten liquidated. So this is where you make the most money, but this is where you make really good trade setups right here. This is where you go ahead and make really nice gains to the upside when it has the actual breakouts happen. So if this is an actual cup and handle pattern that's forming and is going to go ahead and break above, even if you enter at this zone right here, you're not even risking that much. You can still make a boatload of money if you ride the way up, because right here, for me personally, this is confirmation that we are going to be in an actual uptrend with Pepe 2.0, and this is not another freaking bull trap, because they bull trapped us right here, dude. They freaking wrecked us. But yeah, if you would have jumped in right here and you would have bought in the dip these last couple of days, I didn't buy any because I was waiting. And I completely forgot about Pepe 2. And then, I would have been able to make some crazy insane returns at 154. But I think even at that zone right here, if I jump in, I still will be getting Pepe 2.0. I think maybe a lot cheaper than what I paid for. I think I bought in like around the 6 or the high 5. So I think even right now would be still a really good area for me to buy Pepe 2.0. Obviously, these were the best right here at these levels. So to me, it looks like Pepe 2.0 is coming to some sort of upside to it, so be on the lookout for that. Basilio says random times is cool. Awesome, man. Really appreciate you. Happy, how's it going? Happy, hope you're having a great day. Thank you, Soul, as well. Really appreciate you for all of you tuning in today. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. It's completely free, doesn't cost you anything on the algorithm. And yeah, today's going to be a quick little stream. I just wanted to go ahead and talk to you about those setups. I think Pepe 2.0 is looking really good overall. Usually, like, as I mentioned, these are the zones you definitely do not want to usually jump into. You want to be buying in right here, but it does look like we usually have this sort of consolidation, and it hopefully, a breakout to the upside, as you see. But the only thing is that we have also massive, fake outs that happen multiple times. We see how that consolidation period happens, and it just, when it squeezes, it squeezes the moon. So I do think that we could be seeing a short-term pump to 774, and that will be, if you go ahead and measure that, it's about 52% pump, and we still have a lot of room for Pepe 2.0. We still have about over 100 and something percent still left. And I think even more. I do think 20 million market cap will go ahead and happen. Oh, actually, we already hit it. I think 40 million plus, because I think last time we hit 38 million, will go ahead and be the next goal, approaching 40 million and 50 million. So I actually feel more comfortable with Pepe 2.0. It definitely shows some momentum of bullishness still going on. Whales still being interested in Pepe 2.0. I think the fact that it's looking pretty good is giving us those good bullish signs and those indicators that the markets are feeling pretty comfortable with Pepe 2.0 to push this to the next pump. I think it's a really good sign in my opinion. So be on the lookout for Pepe 2.0. As I mentioned, these areas of entry would be ideally good in my opinion. I think right here would be a good area to go ahead and buy. I'm actually going to go ahead and load up after I get off of this live stream. I'm going to go ahead and look for an entry point, but hopefully I could go ahead and get an entry point below the 5.0. I think 5.041. If you could go ahead and get lucky to get that zone, we could potentially even go as low as 4.861, which would be freaking amazing for me. But I do think that we could go ahead and ideally capture a 5.017 on Pepe 2. So even buying at these zones right here, it's, I think in my opinion, kind of bullish. So I'm going to be waiting for that breakout, or that kind of sign. Not breakout or sign. Well, maybe we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't break out before I end the stream, right? So Pepe 2.0 is looking good overall. Market's looking pretty good. Looks like we are getting some bullishness into the market. BCAT of 70%. We're seeing a lot of these tokens up a lot, right? And this is kind of what we want to go ahead and see to give us a better indicator how the market's really feeling. I mean, you see Hood up 47%. So this is a really good indicator that some sort of altcoin / meme coin season is kind of running up on. And I been mentioning, Pepe 2.0 to 20% bump right now is actually pretty good. It's a really good sign, right? So I think everything's aligning. I think we're going to be getting some really nice trades in the next coming days. I also saw Solana at over $60 freaking dollars. So that is insane. So it is definitely giving us some indicators that we're going to go ahead and be making a lot of freaking money. Look, $65 on Solana, bro. Oh my gosh, dude, you can't make this up. I think this thing might go ahead and hit $100. So, and for that reason, I'm going to be looking at trade setups for Bonk, because Bonk is going freaking berserk as well. So this is a really good time to be in the market, in my opinion. I think this is a time where you want to go ahead and start, taking a little bit more risk on these like lower cap altcoins and meme coins, but you also want to go ahead and make sure to take profits, right? Because we are seeing some sort of pattern where, people become overly greedy and then people become overly fearful. And that really does cause a market to have these massive freaking pump and dumps that are not good, right? We don't want to go ahead and see those massive pump and dumps happening in the market, because it not only does it wreck a lot of people, but it also scares new investors into coming in, right? So obviously with adoption and a little bit more people talking about how bullish Bitcoin is in crypto, there's going to be more people jumping into crypto when more people start feeling comfortable in it, right? So when we're seeing these massive dumps to the downside, it is a really good time for all of us to kind of like tell ourselves, look, we're getting some bullish momentum over on the market. We should definitely go ahead and have a little bit more risk when it comes in, but we're also should be more aware of being greedy, right? Because right now with the fear and greed chart that we've noticed, I mentioned how these massive dumps happen over and over again. And that's because people are over leveraging themselves in both, the upside into the downside. And I think this is the reason what's causing this market to dump a lot. So currently right now, market looks like it's at greed at 70%. Last month it was at neutral. We are going to go ahead and update this in about 18 hours, but this is just a really good indicator overall, telling us that the markets are feeling pretty bullish, with Bitcoin recovering pretty quickly, in my opinion. So this is a time where you want to be into these meme tokens. These altcoins are going to be really like a lot safer to go ahead and swing trade. And the meme tokens are going to be like the super high risk, high reward. And I think that's where the money's at right now. And that's where I'm actually kind of feeling, right? So for that reason, I've entered that trade. I'm also in Wojak. Wojak's not doing too good for me. I'm down like $3,500. It's been kind of fluctuating. I think some sort of breakout's going to be happening with Wojak soon as well. But I don't know. We'll just go ahead and see. I might just have to go ahead and cut my losses on Wojak. It's not doing what I'm expecting it to do, but it is slowly consolidating. So if we could go ahead and see Wojak, break above this area right here around the 0.14477, I do think this is going to go ahead and show some strength on Wojak. I mean, on a 30-minute chart, we have noticed that we are forming some sort of cup and handle pattern as well. So, this is literally all these tokens are pumping the same. I'm telling you this. Like, you don't have to be a freaking trading god to understand any of these patterns. Like, some of them are very, very simple, like the cup and handle pattern, which I've been freaking trading over and over again. Literally, I always talk about cup and handle this, cup and handle that, cup and handle this. It's not always the case with these breakouts that happen right away. Sometimes they consolidate a little bit more. Sometimes they pump right away and they break to the upside. Sometimes it's a complete fake out, right? So you never really know, but I always look for the patterns that I understand. Always, trading the W patterns and trading the cup and handle patterns. And those are usually the two patterns that have been making me a good amount of money on my last couple of trades, is just focusing on those breakouts. And this is what you need to go ahead and focus on when you're looking at these meme tokens. You want to go ahead and get a sign of bullishness in order for you to risk your money, right? Can this trade go the south way and freaking literally get you wrecked? Yes, 100%. But when you actually have some sort of confirmation formed or shown on meme tokens, even though they're super manipulated and they have massive fake outs all the time, if you are right on your position, you're going to go ahead and make a boatload of money. And this is the reason why these are higher risk, higher reward kind of tokens. And when you're using leverage on this and they actually show like really good signs, like the breakouts that we're having, like I mentioned, the W pattern, cup of handle pattern, support is being held pretty well. It's being respected. The smaller time frame looks good too. It doesn't look freaking disgusting like it's being super traded by bots and manipulated. Even though this does look pretty manipulated, I'm not going to go ahead and lie. It looks like probably some dead volume and, bots just pumping it back and forth. But then you start to see these liquidity grabs and some buying interest when you see the bigger candlesticks and the bigger wicks. So this is something you want to go ahead and pay attention to when you're entering a lot of these meme tokens. Like, for example, Grok. I would have never jumped into Grok, but because I saw the pattern on Grok, I understood the hype behind it. I don't even know what the frick Grok does. I know it's something inspired by Elon Musk, AI, and people are so bullish. I know it hit over 100 million market cap. I had a buddy of mine tell me about it the first week. I didn't jump into it because I don't like jumping into hype, right? But because I saw an entry point on Grok that I do think is going to break out, and if it does break out, that's going to be a really good trade, right? So that minimizes your risk when it comes to entering a lot of these shit coins. A lot of people have this bad stigma when it comes to these shit coins, but some of them are pretty respected pretty well on the support and resistance, and as far as breakouts as well. And that's really where you go ahead and start to make some really good money, is during these freaking breakouts. Like if you were to jump into Wojak, around this zone right here, and if this does confirm that it's a cup and handle pattern, you're going to be making a boatload of money right here, jumping in early on. And if you're the person that's literally looking to just go ahead and quickly trade this token and not take the higher risk, you can either even still go ahead and enter a trade right here once it confirms a breakout and still make a good decent amount of money. I mean, look at this. You'll go ahead and still make on the low end a 25% pump if you're using leverage with confirmation. Go ahead and break out, right? That's really good. But if you're one of those people that like risking a little bit more and sometimes have those feelings when it comes to those tokens where it tells you that you should go ahead and jump into it, you know what I mean, that kind of feeling. Well, you'll be able to capitalize this at 54% pump. You know what I mean? And if you're using leverage, this is freaking insane. 54 and 24% are still freaking insane. 54%, you obviously make a boatload of money. But even with 25%, you still make a good decent amount of money. It would be a couple grand both ways. Right? So this is the way you could go ahead and enter a lot of these trades with meme tokens is waiting for the confirmation, which is like almost like a guaranteed freaking trade, or you go ahead and jump in before confirmation and you take on that risk, and it goes really well for you and actually hits higher than your expectations, right? And those are the kind of two mindsets you want to go ahead and have when it comes to a lot of these meme tokens, is that if you know some sort of trend is going on, like right now with Grok, I would have never touched Grok. I wouldn't. I already told myself I took the L on Grok because I didn't jump in early. I should have done it the first week it came out. I didn't do it. It is what it is. I'm not going to go ahead and chase the hype. I missed out on thousands of dollars for not doing that, right? But when it got listed on MEXC with futures, I went ahead and jumped in because MEXC offers leverage trading, right? All the way up to 200x. And I actually am leverage trading Grok with 10x. And I looked for confirmation of a pattern, right? So that's the reason why I'm even touching Grok, or trust me, I wouldn't. And what I'm trying to tell you all is that that's what you want to go ahead and do. You don't want to go ahead and jump into this hype when it comes to a lot of these meme tokens or altcoins, because that's how you get wrecked. So you want to go ahead and be very careful and only jump in when you feel comfortable. And if you're willing to go ahead and take on that risk, then do it, but understand why you're taking it, right? You don't want to go ahead and jump into it blindly without knowing. People are like, oh, it's luck. No, it's not luck, bro. You just look for patterns that make sense. It's almost as same thing as almost trading, other higher altcoins. And the fact that meme tokens are being respected right now with these trades, I think it's freaking easy money for you to do. Like, why go ahead and miss out on these gains, right? And then your altcoins are the higher, the medium risk with the medium reward. That's what I think. Medium risk, medium reward. So it's looking pretty good overall. I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream now. But before I do that, I do want to go ahead and talk about the DXY right now. At the moment, the DXY is looking like it's pumping back up. If we could go ahead and get rejected on the 104.712, crypto's going to go ahead and continue to pump, and we will go ahead and see Bitcoin approaching $40,000 if we do go ahead and see the dollar continue to fall below 102.924. So I think right now it's looking really bullish. Market's giving us every freaking sign, as I mentioned. In my opinion, I don't know why anybody will be, bearish in this market. I think it's giving us every freaking bullish indicator to go ahead and be bullish. And me, I usually wouldn't go ahead and do that. I feel like right now the sentiment, people are still pretty bearish. And for that reason, I'm freaking bullish, right? Because these last couple of months, I was the biggest bear when everybody was bullish, and when everybody was freaking bullish, when everybody was bearish, I was freaking bullish, right? So, and so far it's giving us those signs. There's no reason for me to say that Bitcoin's not going to go ahead and hit $40,000. I don't know when, but I know it's going to hit it. Right? Because it's giving us indicators of this market feeling a little bit more bullish. I mean, the DXY could have a potential, rejection around the zone right here. Obviously, if it doesn't go ahead and get rejected, then what we kind of talked about, the markets are going to take a smaller little hit. Maybe Bitcoin dominance goes down, but I do believe that the DXY is going to get rejected here, come down here. I mean, it only makes sense overall for the economy, honestly, too, as well. So it only makes sense for the DXY to fall, even if it does go ahead and touch these areas again one more time before it falls. I think it's possible, but either way, I think long term, I'm pretty bearish on the DXY. Sorry, midterm, I'm bearish. Long term, I'm bullish that this thing's going to pump up higher, which is going to wreck the markets, and then eventually, I think that's when the bull run's going to happen, when Bitcoin is no longer attached to the stock market. And then Bitcoin right now looking pretty good at the moment. It looks like it touched a little bit at 37.87. So it looks like it's struggling a little bit to break resistance. But I do believe that as soon as we do go ahead and break resistance, the markets are going to pump even higher. And I think that's going to probably be because of some sort of short squeeze is going to go ahead and pump Bitcoin to $40,000 and maybe even above. We might even see $47,000 with Bitcoin very, very shortly as well. Like shortly, it's like probably in the next couple months. I think it's really possible. So just be very, very careful with this market. Doesn't mean Bitcoin can go ahead and pump to 47 or even 41,000 and then dump all the way back down to 34. It's really, really possible. But as I mentioned, I think there's going to be a lot of volatility in this market right now. And the more people start to go ahead and catch on to some sort of bull run happening, this thing's going to go ahead and take us to the chart, the psychology chart, and like take us to the freaking moon. Jose says, why is Pepe 2.0 pumping? Just whales are feeling, comfortable to go ahead and buy in. I think they're getting ready for their next pump. I think that's the reason why, and that's actually one of the reasons why I'm bullish on Pepe at the moment. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, everything's looking pretty good in the market. There's really no bearish signs. I was actually quite bearish, after the pump this earlier today, and then it dumped, and then right now it's pumping back up again. I think overall the market's looking good, but obviously we're going to go ahead and have to see tomorrow and see if what we think it's actually going to happen. But overall, I mean, dude, Solana 13%, KASTA is freaking up as well too. So like this is like 26%. Like this is all bullish indicators, right? So I think this is some sort of a bull rally that we're having, but for that reason, I would recommend a lot of you to go ahead and take profits, right? You don't want to go ahead and be diamond handing out of this shit, at least in my opinion. I think this is where you want to go ahead and be taking profits, because realistically, this could also be a huge ass freaking bull trap, which I think, in my opinion, is going to be. I think this is going to be a bull trap. So I think even though Bitcoin could hit $40,000, $41,000, $47,000, $50,000, I think there's still a possibility that it could be a freaking bull trap, trapping all the bulls and then waiting for that actual real big, crypto rally where, everything just freaking moons like everything was, 2 years ago. That's what I think. I don't think this is a real full-on rally. I think this is like a mini rally leading on to the biggest rally. I don't think this is going to be the biggest rally where a lot of these tokens are going to be going crazy. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I think there is going to be a lot of money to be made, but it's not going to be nothing compared to once we have, the Bitcoin having the presidential election in the US, and we have all that BS out the way. I think that's when we're going to go ahead and hopefully see the dollar, collapse, and Bitcoin finally deleverage itself from the stock market, and all the money moving from the stock market to crypto is what I believe is going to happen with this financial crash. And for that reason, I think we need some sort of bigger financial crash in order for us to go ahead and have some sort of, bullish momentum into the market of, Bitcoin approaching $100,000 plus, in my opinion. But as always, I hope all of you have a wonderful day, good morning, good afternoon. Make sure to go ahead and support the channel by using my MEXC link down below. $20,000 in sign-up bonuses, no KYC, it literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. It does help support the channel, and as I mentioned, the positions that I'm in right now is Grok. I'm actually up a little bit over $3,000. I'm down on my Wojak position right now about $3,400, so like 3,400 on my Wojak. So hopefully Wojak picks up. I do think it will. I actually took profits on Samo, but I got kind of wrecked, dude. I have to go ahead and talk about that tomorrow or something like that. It's with MEXC, dude. Honestly, I just realized that even though MEXC is a good platform and stuff, but I never realized that when you're closing your position on a flash close, it sometimes to go ahead and give you that emergency fill, most of the time it gives you the freaking lowest freaking price ever, like 40%, 60% lower, causing you to actually lose money, right? So I actually lost money on Samo, even though I wanted to take $1,500 profit. I didn't get filled in. I put in like flash close, and that shit kind of fucked up my position, and I just realized that I've been doing that, and that shit's been wrecking me like crazy. So I feel kind of, I feel kind of like a dummy for not knowing that, right? When there's like this kind of volatility, dude, when you're using flash close, like it's the worst way to go ahead and close a position, because you actually lose a lot more money. And for that reason, my profits were very low on Samo. I think it ended up taking like 3 different positions, one at $400, another one like 300 or something like that, another one at 20, and then another one at 80. I think my total profits for Samo were $800 instead of my $1,300 or $1,700. It was something like that, right? But my order didn't get fully filled. Because I did a flash close. So I do think that right now, when you do have a big bag on MEXC, you'll also want to go ahead and, let's say for example, if you have $13,000 or $6,000 on MEXC, if you do it with a flash close, you're more than likely going to go ahead and get wrecked and lose money. So you want to actually go ahead and do either a take profit, or you want to go ahead and do a sell batch, right? When you're doing a take profit with, every 20-30% pump, and it's slowly taking profits, because you're going to go ahead and get wrecked. And I actually got wrecked this morning on flash close, flash closing it, and I never knew that, you know what I mean? So like, just be very, very careful. You definitely do not want to go ahead and be flash closing your position at like when you're up $20, $30, $50,000 on a MEXC position. You're going to get freaking wrecked. So I do think that, selling your back portion by portion, that's actually what I was doing before. But now I understand why you don't want to close even a position no more than like $1,000, like, or $3,000, because it's going to wreck you. So I'm going to go ahead and do moving forward. Like if I hit, like, let's say $6,000, I'll probably sell $1,500, or $2,000, and then slowly, sell my position down. Let's say if I hit $60,000 profit, I'll go ahead and sell 10,000 every pump. Because if you do a flash close and you want to go ahead and cash out that 100,000 or whatever the case is, if you don't put like a take profit or stop loss, you're going to go ahead and get wrecked. So just be very, very careful. I just want to go ahead and give all of you the heads up on that with MEXC that I just found out. And for all those that don't understand what I'm talking about, don't worry too much about it. I'll definitely go ahead and do a walkthrough on how to go ahead and leverage trade with Pepe 2, or not Pepe 2.0, how to go ahead and leverage trade on MEXC. So very, very soon. But as I mentioned, right now, what you want to go ahead and focus on is looking out for breakouts. Focus on anything Solana driven, like any meme token related to Solana. Samo, I made some profits on that today. I just told you how I got wrecked though with MEXC, and then Bonk as well. I mean, look at Bonk up 40%. So and that's just because Solana is pumping. So anything that pumps from Solana, all these meme tokens pump as well. So I think right now this is a good way to go ahead and take advantage of the Solana pump, is by trading Solana meme tokens. And we actually have a few with MEXC there as well. So we actually have Samo and Bonk. I really don't know much about Solana tokens. I didn't even know it was a Solana token until later on. I think Billy told me about it. He's like, yeah, it's a Solana token. I'm like, oh shit, I figured, but I never knew that. You know what I mean? And he told me that, usually a lot of these meme tokens move because Solana's mooning, right? And these meme tokens are going to pump with it. So for that reason, I think you should go ahead and definitely check out a lot of these meme tokens that are in Solana. But As I mentioned, Pepe 2.0 looks bullish. Solana tokens or Solana inspired tokens look really bullish. Grok looks like it's going to have some massive breakout to the upside. So everything's looking pretty good. Bitcoin's looking pretty good. You know, the DXY is looking good. So overall, market's looking good. And I just left you with some positions and some plays. But as always, go ahead and make sure to smash that like button for me, comment, and subscribe. What's up, Dabmaster? What's good? My KASTA has been pumping also. Nice, bro. I just took some freaking... whatchamacallit? I just bought some what is it called? Some grok earlier as well. But yeah, dude, market's looking overall it's looking really bullish. But I'm gonna go ahead and actually end the live stream right now at the moment. But I appreciate you, everybody. Jose, Dabmaster, Soul, Happy, Suave, everybody tuning in today. You know, market's looking pretty good. I just want to go ahead and do a quick little update on the market. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream just now, just because I did, you know, smoke a little dab and I'm actually pretty toast. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream now, but I appreciate all of you tuning in today. Thank you, Dabmaster. And I'll go ahead and catch all of you onto the next live stream. I think KASTA is also a really good play, by the way. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to go ahead and look